Hey everybody, it's Ruby here today, and I thought that I would do a book recommendation slash book review on The Bookman's Tale by Charlie Lovett. The reason I wanted to do this video was because I absolutely fell in love with this book. I had requested an ARC copy of it on NetGalley. Technically, it has already been published as of May 27th, but I was still able to get a copy of it. This book is about a bookseller who recently loses his wife. She has died, and while he is looking through secondhand bookstores, he discovers this watercolor that looks exactly like his late wife. Now, this watercolor is actually from the Victorian age, and so he ends up going on this quest to try and discover why it is that she's in this painting. It also deals with the question of authorship and Shakespeare and the age-old controversy as to whether or not he actually wrote his own stuff. And the whole point of this sort of book is that if you're able to find a document of Shakespeare talking about one of his works, it is considered the holy grail of book collectors and booksellers. So this book interweaves three different narratives. It's him and present moment, or in 1995. It is him past him as he starts his undergrad degree, also coinciding when he meets his late wife, who's then living, as well as the people who are back in time who he is trying to investigate about. I absolutely loved this book. I already kind of knew that I would love it just because of its relation to Shakespeare, as well as ancient books and restoring books and the love of selling books and everything to do with that. But what I discovered is that I had also begun an intimate relationship with the main character, because the main character has social anxiety and it comes out in a lot of different things that he does. And I had mentioned this before when I had been reviewing Fangirl, that it didn't really live up to my expectation of what social anxiety was. I think because in that book it was very much more of actions and less of the sort of feeling that you get from being shy or anxious. But in this one, he talks about having tunnel vision and being incredibly awkward and being late to things because you're constantly trying to figure out how you'll act, and how he had used his then girlfriend as sort of a crutch to be able to go through social situations, which was not maybe taken badly. He had still been able to, of course, approach people and that sort of thing, but that she had definitely calmed him down and helped him. It also describes the craft of bookbinding and of bookmaking and book restoring, and it also describes libraries and bookstores and the sort of entire atmosphere of what's going on. And in most of this book, he is in England, and that described the countryside of England. And I found that to also be a pretty accurate depiction. I had never lived in a small English community, but I have visited England and I have been through those small towns, and so there were some descriptions of some of the characters and of some of the village that I could definitely relate to. All in all, I would really recommend this book. I absolutely loved it. I will probably go out and buy a copy pretty soon here. And I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. Definitely recommend this to anybody who loves books, not just the content of books, but the way that books look or the actions that you take with books. And I would also recommend it to anybody interested in Shakespeare or Victorian watercolor, or generally just the atmosphere of England or the feelings of social anxiety. So that was everything for today. I just really wanted to share that book with you guys. Sorry, I was a little bit late. I'm supposed to be doing these videos Tuesdays and Fridays, but I was busy Tuesday, so this is coming up late on Wednesday. Hopefully you guys don't mind. Comment, like, subscribe, do your thing as always, and I will talk to you guys later.